If you are ready to take video to the next level, this is the part of this series that you have been waiting for. Welcome to Church Media HQ. We are your church's one source for graphics, websites, videos, and all things creative. I'm Luke Clayton, and thanks for joining me. And make sure you're subscribed so that you're the first to know when we release new content like this. While quality video production requires work, it is undeniably the most powerful form of media when it is done right. So we're going to look at how you can apply some advanced video production in the main aspects of your church, these main emphases that we've been using as our framework. So first, let's look at how we can do this through worship. Well, the most obvious is going to be to capture professional video footage of your worship experience. So actually get someone who has some videography skills and go around and capture some video footage of people while they are worshiping. It's very similar to what we did with photography, except for we're capturing video footage. Now, could you do this with a smartphone? Yes. And again, smartphone cameras are improving more and more as time goes on. But there is something about having a professional, someone who knows what they're doing, who's not just someone who's experimenting with photography or videography, but actually has some experience and can capture quality footage. Not to say that it wouldn't work if you just did it with a phone with someone who's not as experienced, but if you do it right, this can really make a big difference. So that's going to be obvious. Capturing the worship experience, your worship team, the people there partaking in worship, all of that stuff, that is going to really be a great thing to capture. Of course, with your teaching. So yes, we can capture while we're there in the worship experience, we can capture footage of our pastor as he teaches. But remember, we're doing all this from a perspective of B-roll, not to say that we want to capture it in a form of we're capturing live teaching there and trying to use that. There will come a time for that. We're actually getting to that very soon. But we're talking about something that's B-roll related. But beyond that, again, this is for all of my if you will, haters out there who don't like what I think about live stream. Well, this is where I'm a big fan of recording digital exclusive teaching content. So again, we're not talking about live recordings of an actual sermon presented on a Sunday. We're talking about stuff that you or video that you film and produce that is actually designed to be for a digital audience first. One very similar to what I'm shooting right now, where I'm looking in the camera and I'm talking to what I know is a digital audience. There's nobody else here but me and the fish tank over there. It is just me talking to you. But this content, this type of content for digital, for online first content is very, very effective and can be if you're teaching your sermon type and preaching content in this way. So for example, you could do a 3 to 5 part mini series of 5 to 10 minutes each, where you just maybe go through a passage of scripture and just teach that in little parts, and then you just make that available as maybe a first touch for those on your website that want to learn more about your church and who are spiritually curious and looking to grow in their faith. This way you can engage them with this, again, this just short mini series that you have. And what's nice is if you film that one time, that can be used for the next 6, 12, 18 months, if not more, as just when someone comes to your website, you say, hey, start here, check this out. They watch these videos and they learn more about, hey, here's kind of the pastor's teaching style, and here's something that can help me. And it gets them encouraged to maybe get further engaged at your church. Again, we talked about earlier when it comes to audio, a microphone that you can use, and you can use your phone in this case, or maybe a high quality webcam to capture your video. You don't necessarily have to have a high-end DSLR or mirrorless camera. It helps if you do, but again, with the advancements on phones nowadays, you can really capture it there. Just want to make sure that you have that audio down well. Again, check out our series about making talking head videos, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. If you're not ready for video, if you're not ready to do it in this way, then again, just stick with the audio, do audio only, and then again, maybe those just basic videos, but this is advanced production. So it would be very acceptable for you to move into making exclusive digital first content that is formatted for you to give kind of teaching content to an online audience. When it comes to connection, how can we go advance our use of video? Well, I think one of the most obvious ways is with some type of welcome or announcement video that showcases, your different small groups, ministries, programs, upcoming events and opportunities that your church has. This again has to be done right. I have seen some really horrendous church announcement videos. Please don't do them if you can't do them right. I can't emphasize that enough. So what can you do? Well, if you have either a high-end camera or maybe again, even one of the more recent smartphone cameras, try to capture some footage of these key areas, worship, teaching, and connection, so that you can start to incorporate that B-roll into your video content that you might want to produce. We actually do include a sample welcome video that you can find there at churchmediahq.com/start. Feel free to use this as is if you want. If you just want to take it, download it, show it as is, go for it. It typically works in most church contexts, or you can use the B-roll that you film and kind of use that as a foundation and overlay your B-roll and lower thirds and things that make it custom to you over top of it. I don't really care how you use it. It's free for you to use. Just get started doing something and make sure you're doing it right. Now, what can we do for you? Well, my team and I actually can come to your church to capture that professional B-roll footage. And beyond that, we can actually help you set up your own studio so that you can do this type of digital first video teaching on your own. And so if you want to learn more about that, again, all that information is right there at churchmediahq.com/start. You can get started there. Speaking of video, the time has come for us to finally discuss live production. We'll get to that in the next part. We are your church's one source for graphics, websites, videos, and all things creative. I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Church Media HQ.